Okay, hi everyone. Hi Team Optimism. This is Karen and myself, Natalie, and we are really trying to get all of our new consultants on board and really trying to reach out to all of you about really gaining preferred customers because they're really a foundation of your business. Whether you're recruiting or not, getting preferred customers is going to increase your paycheck. And we really want to, just teach you guys how to get PCs, give you some tips. Karen's our top salesperson in our organization. Within Team Up, she last month was number 4. So she clearly is doing the right thing. She's an amazing, she's got a great retention with her PCs and does a really good job of upselling consultants without making them feel like they're being sold. So we really just want to go through 10 tips. I'm going to start off, but before I get started, I want to just share a quick little story about myself because some of you don't know my full story. It'll just be about a minute. So my background is in education. I was a teacher for 9 years and I loved my job. But over the course of those 9 years, I became a mom and my free time started to dwindle. And so my priorities really started to shift. So over, thinking and talking with my husband, we decided that living in San Diego, where I was currently living, where we were currently living, I wasn't living alone, we decided that we were going to move our family to Chicago, which is where I am now. And obviously that was a really tough decision. It was a quality of life decision for us, but it allowed me to stay home with my kids and be a stay-at-home mom, which was a dream come true for me. And I loved it, but what I didn't like about it was that I was starting to feel a little bit claustrophobic in my home. I was starting to feel a little bit out of touch with reality and very much just doing the same duties in terms of being a mom and a wife. And I really wanted a little bit of independence for myself. And so this is where Rodan & Fields came into play with me. A friend introduced it to me. I did my, I looked into the company. It was 3.5 years ago. At the time, there was very little press and, recognition going on. But I was excited for a new venture. And there are 3 things that really stood out to me that made me really want to jump in. And the first and foremost was the flexibility to work from home around my kids and my family's schedule. The second thing was that I was going to be partnering with the doctors who created Proactive. And these doctors, although I had never used Proactive, I knew about Proactive because it was a $1 billion brand. And I was excited that I could use the credibility and the notoriety of these doctors, and I wasn't going to have to be convincing people that they knew what they were talking about. And the third thing was that I was going to be able to work on myself just as much as I was going to be working on my business. As I was talking to individuals within the company, exploring the opportunity, one of the things that stuck out to me by someone that I spoke with was that, the thing with this business is that you work on yourself even more than you work on the business. And becoming a stay-at-home mom after being in a career for 9 years and working most of my life, I was starting to lose myself. And so I was really excited about that piece as well. So today I have become, to the top 2% of the company, working very flexible part-time hours, loving every minute of it, working with my best friends, and, just continuing to grow and become a better person. And that has been absolutely life-changing for us. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of our top 10 tips. And I'm going to go through these kind of quickly because we're going to go ahead and upload a document in the team files on our Facebook page. So you can go ahead and go back and look at it. You don't have to take notes. So the first tip that I have about gaining PCs is really when you're jumping on board with this company, whether you're new or whether you're relaunching and deciding that, you've been a consultant for 6 months, you haven't really done much, but you're ready to go, let your network know that you're representing this company. Let people know. That's the first thing that you can do. It doesn't have to be on social media, although we'll get to that. Just talk to people. Talk to the people that you care about, that are going to support you no matter what. Tell them that you're representing this company and these products, and would they like to support you? Because most people are going to want to support you in one way or another, whether it's purchasing products, whether it's referring you to someone they know, or whether it's getting on a phone call. The second thing is having a BBL, a big business launch. That's what we call it within Rodan and Fields. You can call it a girls' night out. You can call it a wine and cheese event. You can call it a, wine and wash. I've seen lots of different things. We're not a party plan business, but events generate volume. Events not only generate volume within your, organization, but they're also going to help you become a better speaker about the products, about yourself, about the company. And there are multiple ways to do that. If you're new, someone will come in and help and do that for you. If you're not, then, we'll help you get ready for it and you'll feel really super, super comfortable. So volume is going to generate a bit bigger paycheck. When you get 15 people in a room, your volume is going to be bigger than if you go ahead and reach out to 15 people individually, because it's just much faster. Keep it fun, keep it casual, keep it a very no pressure environment, and people are going to appreciate that, and they're going to be drawn to you when you do that. I do events, I don't do them as much anymore, but I did, and I always said, whether you want to purchase something or not, please come have a glass of wine with me. I don't get to see my girlfriends very often. Just come have a good time, and they appreciate it. So keep it simple. Couple snacks, maybe a couple bottles of wine, and keep it at 2 hours, and you will be very surprised at how many people will not only jump on board and become customers, possibly become interested in the business, and if they don't, they know what you're doing and they'll come back later. I assure you that most of them will come back later. The third tip I have is ask for help. You have no idea what you're doing when you're starting your business. Nobody knows what they're doing when they're starting this business. There's no, cookie cutter way to do it when you start out. But the fastest way to grow your business is to leverage your upline, the person who brought you in this business, or your friends in the business. Use them for calls. Use them, text them. I always assure or tell my team when they first come on, I always say, if someone reaches out to you after you post something on social media or you share with them, just copy and paste the text that they send to you, and I'll help you craft a response. It's very simple. If not, just be real with them and say, hey, listen, I really don't know what I'm doing because I just started. Let's talk to my friend Karen, and she's going to tell you all about the products. And then if you have questions, she can answer them, and the three of us can navigate through your issues together. And people are very receptive to that. And the process just goes much faster. Number 4, start with the solution tool. It's on your website. When people enter their email at the end, it'll shoot both of you the results. And then that gives you a reason to follow up. Not only to follow up with them, immediately, but if they go radio silent, which many of them do, you can go back, get their email in our back office, and you can go ahead and reach out to them again a little bit later. So you might say something like, someone will say something to you like, oh, can you send me more information when you post a before and after picture? And my skin's looking old, I could use some help. Sometimes people are very, very vague like that. And you'd shoot a response back. Hey, Brenda, it's great to hear from you. I hope you're well. Thanks for reaching out. I'd love to help you with your concerns. But the first, the best way to start out is by taking our quick solution tool. And I go and I copy and paste it right into the message so they don't have to go search for it, because if there's an extra step, people are not going to do it. And then I just say, this helps me understand your concerns. It helps me to see what your skin is like. It takes only a few seconds. Put your email at the end. It'll shoot us both the results. And when I receive them, let's get on the phone for 5 to 10 minutes and I'll help you get the best value. That's it. And I usually try to throw a time and a day in there, and then we kind of go back and forth. So I'd say, does 2 p.m. tomorrow work? And if that doesn't work, they'll shoot back a different day or a time, or even next week if that's better. But getting them on the phone for those 5 to 10 minutes is critical, because you're going to probably get the order right then and there, and you're going to really hear about their skin. And then that gives you an opportunity to call me or Karen or whoever your upline is and get them on the phone with you so that you can hear how we do it. And most three-way PC calls go straight to the order, almost every time. Okay, my last thing is interact on Facebook, you guys. It's so easy when you're sitting in the carpool lane or, at the doctor's office, whatever. We all sit and we troll Facebook. But when you're just scrolling through, people don't know that you're watching them. They're probably watching you just as much as you're watching them. But when you like and you comment on people's wall, it shows that you have a vested interest in them. And it's going to put your posts on Facebook into their news feed. So they're going to start seeing your before and afters, or what you're doing, or how your life is changing, or the trips that you're earning, or the things like that. So it's going to generate a relationship, and it's really going to help put your posts into their news feed, and they'll come to you. Okay, so those are my 5 tips. Those are really the baseline, for getting PCs. Karen is going to go ahead and she's going to talk about maintaining them, because she has a really great loyalty. Her PCs have a great loyalty to her, and she's really great at upselling. So she's going to go ahead and take it away.
Hi. Okay. So just to kind of piggyback off what Natalie said, when you get your PC on the phone and you have your upline, or say you don't have most of the time you're going to have your upline if you're new. But when you do, this is a great opportunity to share other products. So say they have Unblemished. You talk a little bit about Unblemished. This is an opportunity where I always share other products that works well with Unblemished. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to order those products, but if I don't share those with them, they will never know that we have something else that they can use as well. So I always like to say, the night renewing serum works really well with Unblemished. The eye cream, it's one of my favorites. You don't have to get it now, but this is something that pairs really well with the regimen. Simple as that. And then they'll come back to me after 60 days most of the time, and they'll say, hey, you said something about a night renewing serum that I can add in, or I really want to try the eye cream now. And so those are great ways where I get more from them. Helping them. Okay, so my number 6, your PCs are important to your business. Really, really important, like Natalie said. Taking good care of them means they will reorder, and that's what you want them to do. You want them to reorder every 60 days. I always have my PCs, when they get their products, text me or message me that they have arrived. If I don't hear from them in 7 days, I check on them. I don't just expect that they have their products. I always check and make sure. That way I know that they have started the product, and answer any questions that they have, because a lot of times they do have questions at the beginning. I always try to build a good relationship with my PCs. I send them tips all the time, like, hey, don't use cotton balls because it wastes a lot of product. Or maybe wash off your makeup first with our face wipes or a gentle cleanser to get the makeup and grime off first, and then the product can actually do what it's supposed to do. Just like if they're using reverse, I might say, hey, make sure you add water to your exfoliating wash, because it can be really abrasive at first, or you can add water so it's not so harsh on your skin. Mm-hmm. I always remind them, take a before photo, follow up, follow the instructions in the pamphlet, because how many times I've had PCs say, my face is on fire, and da-da-da-da-da, and I come to find out that they didn't really follow the directions. So I kind of tell them that multiple times. And I just remind my PCs that it can take up to 60 days to achieve visible results, and that consistency is key. I always use this scenario like going to the gym. If you want to lose weight and you want to get in shape, but you're only going to the gym once or twice a week, you're not going to achieve the results that you want to see. So it needs to be consistent. Same with skincare. And then also I check on them throughout that first 60 days, because I know that they're using product. I want to make sure that they're getting the results that they are expecting to. And a lot of times they'll say, I like how my skin feels, but I haven't really noticed much change. And I said, that's great. That's exactly what it's supposed to. That's the first step. You love how it feels. Just keep using it, be consistent, and reach out if you have any questions. And then, so my number 7 is reorder success. So we have a back office that has all your reporting. You do not need to create your own. I used to write everybody's name down and like the date that I needed to check on them. And your sponsor will go over how to find those monthly reports with you. And we can also post it in the on this document. But usually each month between the 21st and the 23rd is when you can log in and see who's ready to reorder for the following month. And these orders will appear, it'll say off month, but that's because they're coming the following month. And we'll go through that whole step with you. And this is another way that I upsell in a way. So I might say, hey, Brenda, hope you're having a great week. I'm just checking in to see how things are going and to see if you need anything replenished this month. I'm happy to help and give you some product recommendations as well. Let's chat soon. Sometimes I get my PC on the phone. Sometimes I don't. She might respond, hey, Karen, things are good. Yes, I need some more reverse this month. Something simple like that. And I'll say, great, I'll update your cart. Are you needing any eye cream? Or, I might say, are you using the night cream? You need any eye cream? These are my favorite products. I try to go from the heart, like what I really like, what I'm using. And I say like, these are my favorite products. They pair really well with reverse. Many customers love them. Just want to share something simple like that, where I'm not like pressuring them, but I just give them, I don't know, some, when you go to Nordstrom and you're like shopping, they go, oh, this shirt's really cute too. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I try it on. I'm like, oh, I really like it. Actually, thank you for the recommendation. It's the same kind of thing with our business.
Right.
But I always share something. Always, always, always. And then the perk number 8 is the PC tip number 8 is the reorder objections. What if your PC is not seeing results? Sometimes you get that. And just remind them that changes in skin occur over time and that our doctors stand by their product, a 60-day money-back guarantee, and encourage them to take a before picture and make sure that they're tracking their progress. Because when you say, hey, did you take your 30-day picture? Like, I'd love to see. And when you ask to see it too, sometimes they're like, oh, I didn't take a before picture. And I'm like, well, bummer. How can you really tell? I don't know. So I always encourage them to take a picture, and they'll say, okay, well, I'll start now. I'll take a picture now and keep using. And that way, like, then they have something to like, okay, well, I better start checking, because how do I really know? I don't know. And then what if the PC wants to amp up their results? Like, I'm liking reverse, but, I'm just not seeing what I'm seeing. Oh my gosh, what an awesome opportunity to share the wonderful tools that we have and other add-ons that we have. And I always, and if they want to change, I always refer them back to the solution tool. Even if I say, I just had a customer yesterday's on Blemish, and she's like, I want to amp it up. And I said, okay, well, I want to know, what are you still experiencing? And she's like, well, I want to get rid of fine lines and wrinkles and some discoloration, but I still have acne. And I'm like, whoa, okay. And I would say right away, on Blemish, because it trumps everything. But then I said, what is your major concern? She says acne, So if I refer them back to the solution tool just to like get them thinking again, it came back on Blemish, And so I said, listen, you're not ready for the next step. We'll get you there. But you need to do another round of Unblemish. So it's just referring them back to the solution tool, taking it off of you and putting it back on the doctors. And then what if the PCs have plenty of product, which sometimes they do. If they're using the products as directed, though, it's usually 60 to 90 days, depending on how much they're using. But you can delay their account. You can delay it a month. You can delay it 2 months. And I didn't really know that at the beginning, so it's kind of nice to know. And what I like to tell my PCs is that nothing automatically comes out of their account without their consent, and that it's flexible. And people like to know that it's flexible and that something's not automatically going to be shipped to them when they don't need it. I don't like that, and I'm PCs don't either. And then
Can I interject really quick? Just with our new system, instead of just delaying orders 30 and 60 days, you can now pick the date that you replenish it. So that's something really helpful too, because some people do it based on their pay schedule, and they'll say, oh, can I order something on the 1st? Well, now we don't have to go write that in our calendar. We could just put the 1st in, and it'll go ahead and ship that day.
And on our new system, you don't even need to call PC Perks to get their order processed that day. You can get it if you update their cart. You have the option to either let it ship on their CRP date or on or you can have it sent out that day. which is pretty
great.
exciting.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you can do it now. I know, I tried it yesterday. Okay, and my last tip, be genuine and make it about helping them get the best skin. Sharing new products is not pushy, and I really truly believe that. I mean, it can be pushy, but it's how you approach them. Be genuine, you care about them, and you really do. I mean, that's your business. You know, you want people to be like, I love working with Natalie because she's so awesome. She like takes care of me, and like if I have concerns, she's gonna help me. And I kind of like that, because if we go into Nordstrom and I go to the counter, I'm not going to get the same person every time. Like, somebody can invest that time with me, but when I go back, it's not going to be the same person.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I like that it is the same person, that we get to build this relationship. We get to change things, you know, and they trust me. They like me. They're going to refer customers to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of customers don't know what other products we have to offer, because we do a lot of their account information stuff for them. So it's our job to share and let them know what other products we have.
Awesome.
That's all I got for you.
Awesome. I love it. And one last thing that I just wanted to kind of end with is that, you know, I know that not everybody has the money to spend on a full regimen. But what I always have trained my consultants, and I think I've done this with Karen, and Rose actually trained me this way as well, is, you know, have them take the solution tool and really break down the pricing for them. Because if they just want a cleanser and, you know, step 3, A, the results are not going to be nearly as good. And B, when you type it out for them and you give them the breakdown of each of the products a la carte, as opposed to everything as a regimen, almost about 95% of the time, people go with the regimen. It's about taking the extra step, looking at that pricing sheet, breaking the price down, and encouraging them to get the whole regimen, and reassuring them that they do not have to purchase the whole regimen moving forward on every single order. This is not an you know, they don't have to buy the whole thing every time. In the future, they can purchase only what they need replenished. And almost everybody really ends up going that route. And if they don't, and depending on which regimen it is, of course, if it's, for example, acne, and they're suffering from acne, they have pretty bad acne, I will encourage them to wait an extra month, and I'll get them started the next month when they have the finances to do so. And I think that speaks volumes, because people feel like, A, I'm looking out for their best interests. I'm not just diving in to get the sale. And they start to trust me. And I think that it goes a lot further than just getting that commission that month and having them not get great results and then returning the products. So I just wanted to end with that. Thank you so much, Karen. You're awesome. I hope this helps all of you. Certainly for those of you that are new, it may seem a little bit overwhelming, but you can go back to this video, and then we're going to go ahead and upload the document so you guys can go through and actually see the 10 tips, and some of the language that we used is in the document. So you can even copy and paste it if you want. All right, guys. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
Take care. Bye.